Because when high schoolers graduate ready for career or college, it accelerates their success and it strengthens higher ed in Texas. As we make higher education more accessible to young Texans, I think we need to lock the tuition rates in place that freshman year. So you start your freshman year, you know that and at the end of 4 years, that tuition is going to be the same. Now, if you decide to make it a fifth or sixth, bets off at that particular point in time. But the incentive is there, and if you, 4 years, here's what your tuition is going to be. It's going to be exactly the same as when you started, when you finished that 4th year. Not only will it help parents and students budget, it'll also provide that, as I said, an incentive to finish on time. You know, when young Texans are better educated and our workforce is more competitive, it just makes sense. Our economy is stronger, and such strength is a key priority. I put it right up there with keeping our citizens safe. You know, considering I'm really frustrated at Washington's failure from the standpoint of securing our border. You know, historically, Texas and Mexico, we are inextricably intertwined. We marry each other. They're our #1 trading partner. Our shared culture and family, as I said. And as a result of all that, it's really difficult for me to watch what's going on with our neighbors to the south. 28,000 of their citizens have been killed since 2006, directly attributable to these drug wars. And as that death toll continues to mount, you know, we see and hear bullets from drug cartel shootouts hitting the City Hall in El Paso, hitting the campus of University of Texas, Brownsville. The need to secure our border is stronger than ever. Now, fortunately, again, our members of the legislature have willingly invested more than $230 million in border security over the last several years. Central to our strategy is unprecedented support for our sheriffs, the local police, our game wardens, and our Department of Public Safety, these people willingly stand between us and those who would do harm to our families. But until that border is secured, we're going to still be at risk for crimes against our citizens, just like the one that we read about this last week and watched on TV on Lake Falcon. The death of an American citizen at the hands of these armed thugs, the rumored murder of the lead investigator on the case, those are grim reminders of the spillover violence is real and that these drug cartels play for real. And until Washington fully engages, Texas is going to continue to do everything that we can. And we're going to keep pressing Washington to secure our southern border and to protect our citizens. But part of that priority includes dropping a bigger hammer on human traffickers that are operating in Texas. Synfronia Thompson, one of your colleagues, and she and I 2 weeks ago stood together, and she's been a great and powerful advocate for these young innocents who end up in these human trafficking rings. And these are violent felons who are preying on some of the most vulnerable amongst us. They're enslaving them into lives of prostitution and organized crime. And I happen to think that the worst offenders, we need to really strengthen the charges against them and subject them to a new first-degree felony charge of continuous human trafficking is what we're referring to it at, and the possibility up to 99 years in prison if you're convicted. Such a measure will send a clear and powerful message in the state of Texas and make those criminals think twice before exploiting the weak and the defenseless in our society. So as we gather here today and you know, very united in our shared pride of this state, and we understand that the months and years to come are going to demand the most of us and of our leaders. Fortunately, here in Texas, we have something that no other state can bring to bear on a problem, and that's Texans. We're so blessed to have the workforce, the people, the powerful individuals. In my view, there is no other population in the world that is as resilient, that has the work ethic, that has the history of rugged independence as Texas. The strength that has helped us weather these tough times will keep our state moving forward, setting an example for the rest of the nation to follow. And with leaders like those represented in this room, both in government and the private sector, our state's prospects for future success are very bright, and the state of our state will remain strong. God bless you, and thank you all for coming out and being with us today.